Hello and welcome here to Prior's Flat on a little bit sunny afternoon here in Hexham. 39 for 5, Percy Main in the 17th over. Tynedale won the toss and sent Percy Main into bat, and it's David Newton who's taken full advantage of his first spell here, and he's still bowling now. He's taken 4 wickets so far this afternoon. The other one's gone to Sam Peter. But here's Newton in towards us, and that's a full toss, and it's driven up the ground for 4, up towards the gasworks end, and the ball just crosses the boundary now. And umpire Hall it is, in his little white flat cap and long white coat up at that top end, who signals up to the scorers here just to our left. And that takes the score to 43 for 5 now, Percy Main in the 17th. So Newton, he's got 2 slips and a gully, a point, extra cover and an orthodox cover as Newton's in again now, short outside the off stump this time, and it's cut away out to the right hand side behind square, the offside. It's Rainford who picks up now and throws in over Crichton, the wicketkeeper's head there, and it's backed up there, and I think that was Sam Peter there at square leg who backed that one up, and it's gone to 45. 2 more to the total added there for Percy Main, and we've got an oyster catcher on the field as well, just down in front of us here, and it's been there for the last half an hour or so. There must be some juicy grubs under that turf, which isn't all green by any stretch of the imagination. As Newton's in again now, and that's full, and it's pushed square on the offside again, and it's Rainford there at point who picks that one up. 17th over. The wickets so far, we've had a bag of them. We've had 5, 16, 17, 17, 19 and 30 the wickets have fallen at. So here's David Newton again. Quite breezy out there as well here at Prior's Flat this afternoon. And that one's all defensively played this time, up to mid-on there, and there's no run. And it's picked up there by Stevenson. Back after 3 games, I think it is. A 3-game break for Ewan Stevenson. He's back for today's match. And here's Newton again now. Bowls, and that one's pushed back down the pitch and just slightly off to the leg side. And it's picked up by Newton, and there's no run, and that's the end of the 17th over. Percy Main 45 for 5. And the hopes rest now on Fraser Oates, the young Australian, who's out there at the moment. He's been out there, came in at number 3, and he's just on 10 at the moment. And I'm saying just, it's been a fine afternoon's bowling. They've taken full advantage here, Tynedale, because it's not really very cold, quite humid. They're halfway to being thunderclouds, but at the minute the weather's alright here in Hexham. It's just the sun comes out brightly now for the first time this afternoon. And it's Colin McCabe charging in to bowl to Oates, who plays and misses outside the off stump that time, and Crichton takes it cleanly. Not wearing his cap today. He's had the hard hat on a few times as Crichton, but he's not wearing the cap at the moment. He is now. He's just pulled it out his pocket there. I wonder where it was. It's not often you see him without a cap behind the stumps, but the ball's back with Sam Peter now. And Colin McCabe, he's a long-legged fella, Colin McCabe. His shirt's untucked today. Here he goes, up past umpire Tomlinson. Oates this time presents the bat, but it just moved perhaps away from him, just moved off the pitch there and past the edge through to Crichton, and there's no run. In this last fixture last year, Percy Main just managed to scrape through by 15 runs. It was a good match. There was 200s in that match last year. Sam Mannion and David Anderson. But here's McCabe again now bowling to Oates. Tries to get this one away down the leg side, but he misses, and Crichton diving to his left at the top end there. Picks that one out the air and throws it across the slip cordon. So we've just got 1 slip now. We've got a gully, David Newton 4 wickets to his name up there at 3rd man. We've got a point, a deep cover over by the tennis courts to the left, an extra cover, that's Dan Parker in there. Sam Peter there at mid-off, Josh Renton at mid-on, Sam Mannion at square leg. There's an extra one, and that's a nice straight drive from Oates, but he's not going to get any runs for it, because Sam Peter was quickly across to his right from deepish mid-off there and picks the ball up and gives the ball a good polish on his thigh, his right thigh there, before he throws the ball back to Colin McCabe. So here we go again now. Sun's still out, still a tidy breeze out there, and we've lost the oyster catcher just for a minute as in goes McCabe, and there's a nice drive for 4. Lovely shot pitched up there by McCabe. Nice juicy half volley for Oates to get his mind into there, and he did it with some style as well. It raced through between 3 fielders there of Tynedale over to our left and rams into the ball rammed into the advertisement ordnance over there, and there's 4 to the total, so it goes to 49 for 5 in the 18th over here. Fraser Oates 14 not out. On strike now. He's a right-handed batsman. McCabe, Oates presents the bat, plays lovely and straight. This seems to be his way. He's just 18 years old. I was talking to 1 or 2 of the senior Percy main supporters out there. He's come over from some experience from Australia, and so far he's played classically. Nice straight bat, but that was the end of the 18th over. 49 for 5. Oates, as I say, 14 not out there, and it will be David Newton to continue here, and why not? 4 wickets to his name, and he's going to come right arm over the wicket. So the field here, we've got 2 slips in place again. Dan Parker at first slip, Tom Cant at second slip there, Paul Newton in the gully, Rainford at point, McCabe at cover, Renton at extra cover, Sam Mannion and Ewan Stevenson mid-off, mid-on, and Sam Peter at square leg to our left, just next to umpire Tomlinson there, who is not wearing a hat today. And here comes David Newton now. As an edge through between second slip and gully, it's racing up through here towards the players' dressing rooms to our left. It's Dan Parker who picks it up now and throws in to Crichton, the wicketkeeper, and he takes it on the bounce, and there's 2 runs added to the total. That's the 50 up for Percy Main. 51 for 5 wickets, and Newton just gets the ball down at that far end again. So hello and welcome here to I haven't said hello yet on Spreaker Internet Radio on the Cricket West Tyne programme, but our sponsors, Experts in Business, and the Royal Oak at Cornsay Colliery. Newton again, and that one's just defended out to the offside, where Rainford picks up forward of point there, just across one of the mats, protecting one of the wicket ends not being used this afternoon at Prior's Flat here. So there was no run there. And yes, the Royal Oak, Cornsay Colliery, Canton Bristol and Dairy Products. And if you're going to the Tynedale Beer Festival this weekend, have a very nice time indeed. But here's Newton again now. That's a swing and a miss outside the off stump that time, and Crichton takes it cleanly. Still 2 slips in place. Tom Cant turns round there and has a little chat with Dan Parker, who's standing with his hands behind his back. And now he just has a look. He's still chatting there. It appears to be Cant discussing how high something is. But here's Newton again, and there's a full ball, and it's driven up there towards Mannion at deep mid-off, and he goes down on one knee and stops that one with it. He's got a little bar towel hanging out his front pocket there. The outfield is damp, the pitch. It doesn't seem as green as it was a fortnight ago here, but the covers have been on for quite a while as the rain has come in over the last couple of days, and the wind as well. But hopefully this wind might dry it out when the rain stays away. As Newton's in again, a slower ball there, and that's pushed for 1 to Stevenson, who picks up now and fires at the bowler's end stumps, and that's Mannion who backs up well there. That was a fast throw, a low fast throw, and it whistled past the stumps with umpire Hall dashing for safety out the way there. But he's back in position now, hands in his pockets, a jumper hanging down by his right hip, as Newton runs in from behind him, coming over the wicket now to Oates. Slower ball again, and Oates manages to place that one nicely between extra and cover there, and it's Mannion who runs after it from mid-off, but he can't stop the one. That takes the score to 53 for 5 wickets now, Percy Main, at the end of the 19th over, and Oates is there, 15 not out. And it could be down the 6th wicket pair here for Percy Main. It could be down to these two just to push the score up a little bit and take the time, because we're just in the 20th over, so there's 31 overs to go here this afternoon. We started on time. There's a bit of rain this morning here, but we're on our way now. Now we're going to see the field. It's McCabe on the bowl, and he's going to bowl to Oates, but we've got a deep square leg. That's Sam Mannion out by the house end now. A fine leg, a third man, one slip, a gully, a point, an extra cover, a mid-off and a mid-on, and Oates just goes back to a short ball there. And it pitched short, but not too short, and it got up a long way, and it went about midriff height there to Oates, who's taking his jumper off now. He's been out there quite a while, came in at number 3, 15 not out. He has played quite beautifully, a lovely straight bat so far, although most of the bowlers have got one to whistle past his outside edge now and again. Here's McCabe now to Oates. Short, and that whistle past his nose, and there's a shout for out, caught behind, and yes, he's given him out, the umpire, eventually, and Oates sort of started to walk there, and that was again, it was a short ball, but not too short, and it got some grip off the pitch there and bounced, and Oates tried to drop his arms, and must have just glanced the glove as it went through to Crichton, the wicket-keeper. And the 6th wicket falls, and Oates, after a steady innings there, he got himself in. It's 53 for 6, Percy Main in the 20th. And the new bat for Percy Main is just on his way out now. All the Tynedale players gathered down that far side of the field. First wicket this afternoon for Colin McCabe. He's bowling. This is his 3rd innings since he signed for the club after the start of the season. None for 48, 2 for 31 and 3 for 47 so far, and he's got his 1 wicket today. The right arm medium fast seam bowler for Tynedale. So the field hasn't changed. We've still got a fine leg and a third man and a deep square leg. Mid-off and mid-on, both inside the circle. Got a slip, a gully, a deep point as well. That's James Rainford out there by the tennis courts. Umpire Tomlinson just standing with his arm out, holding McCabe up at the moment, with his shirt sleeves on and his shirt hanging out. Green heels kick up as he bolts in away from us here. And that one struck him on the pad, but there's just a half an appeal from behind the stumps there, and there's no run. Still, it's 53 for 5 in the 20th. And McCabe just slowly plods back towards his mark at this end. Wide shoulders and his dark hair blows in the wind as he charges in again away from us here. And that's short and it's hooked. There's going to be one bounce to David Newton at long leg there. It was a hooked shot. He didn't get on top of it at all, took rather the top edge, and it just bounced in front of Newton running in from the long leg boundary there. So here we go. Run to the total there, 54 for 6 wickets now, Percy Main in the 20th. Sun's still out here at Priors Flat. We've got cows and sheep up on the moors above the ground, above Acomb there in the distance, but that one's bowled into the body, a good ball there. A good length as well. That wasn't short, that one, and it got up off the pitch and jagged into the body of the batsman, and all he could do was fend it down into the ground as best he could, and there was no run. So McCabe back to his mark now. And here he goes. He's bowling up now. Pitch is short again, and he lifts. And again, that was defended down from about the bottom of the ribs there, and that's the end of the over. There was no run there. It's 54 for 6, Percy Main after 20, sorry. The scoreboard hasn't clicked over yet to the 21st. So there we go. 20 overs gone. 54 for 6, Percy Main, and the wickets so far have fallen to Newton, who's got 4, Sam Peter 1, and Callum McCabe, who's got 1 as well. And the last wicket fell at 53. So it's going to be Newton again. And he's going to be bowling to Green of Percy Main. Green forward in defence this time and pushes the ball straight as an arrow back along the ground to the bowler. And that was Newton who picked it up there, and there is no run. Newton, he's got by far his best figures of the season so far with his 4 wickets. He's had 2 for 33 in the last game, 2 for 40 before that, and none for 32 in the last 3 games he's bowled in. But here he comes now, full, and that's hit over, and that's just past the right hand of square leg there, and that was Sam Peter who dives away to his left, screaming across in front of the umpire there, but the ball got away past him down to the tennis courts for 4 runs, and that takes the score to 58 for 6 in the 21st. And the ball, as Stevenson's got the ball at the minute, he's just giving the ball a little polish on his right thigh, and he's going to throw it back to David Newton up there. And here he comes now, and bowls, and there's Green who just plays the ball down into the leg side this time, and there's no run. It's 58 for 6. Green 5 not out, and Robson at the other end has 13 not out. That's Laurie Robson. And here we go. It's Newton now bowling to Green. 2 slips in a gully. And that's edged, and it's nice soft hands there from Green, because it went straight into the floor, and Tom Kant just tumbles to his right hand side there to stop that one after 2 bounces, and he gets up and has a bit of a smile, and I think his heart just skipped a little bit faster when he saw that one hit the edge. But now he's back in position. So here's Newton. The slips go down, so does Jamie Crichton, the wicket keeper. Very much slower ball there, and he's hit it for 6. And that was 6, yes. It just ploughed into the bottom of the advertisement boards down there towards the tennis court. And that was Green. He picked that one. It was going very slow. He had plenty of time to pick it, and just made it. So 64 now for 6 wickets, Percy Main in the 21st. So first slip has come out. That's Parker. He's gone into mid-wicket there, and Stevenson, Sam Peters dropped a deep square leg across to our left. So there's just 1 slip in a gully now. Now here's Newton. Full toss, and there's another 6. Hit high. Is it going? 1 bounce for 4, I think it is, down there by the scoreboard over mid-wicket. And the umpire signals 4 runs. Just didn't quite get enough on it there, did Green, to get that one away. And he goes to 15 as the score goes to 68 for 6 at the end of the 21st over. So drinks break approaching at after 25, but 68 for 6 at the moment. So Tynedale more or less in control at the moment, but these two doing their best to bring Percy Main back into it, as did Oates before he got out for the 6th wicket at 53. But it's Robson on strike. He's just taking his guard from the umpire now. What's the time check? Just coming up towards 10 to 3. It's McCabe now, short, whizzes past the nose end of Robson that time. He has to lean back to get out the way just outside off stump there, and it goes through to Crichton, and he takes it just above his waistline, and there was no run. So it's still 68 for 6. And here we go now. Here's McCabe, gets the ball again at the end of his run, turns now quickly in, bowling to Robson, who just rocks back and pushes this one out towards square leg and the house end, where Mannion collects, and he runs through for 1 run, and that takes the score to 69 for 6 in the 22nd. So yes, that game last year here, 15-run win for Percy Main. It was the 200s. James Rainford got a 50 for Tynedale, and Amit Sunda, I haven't seen him today here for Percy Main, the former Allendale player. He took 5 for 33 last time out. So, but McCabe in again now, bowling to Green this time, who goes for the big pull shot and misses, and he plays and misses outside the off, and it goes through to Crichton and there's no run. But in the league at the moment, Tynedale in 4th spot, 146 points, 3 points clear of Concert before the start of today's game, and Percy May in 10th place at the moment. 1, 2, lost 5 and 1 match abandoned. They're 21 points clear of Alnmouth in 11th. McCabe 2, and there's a shout, and he's not got it there. McCabe to Green that time, a shout for LBW, but the ball trickled up towards third man there, and the batsman went through for a run, and there's no leg byes being given, and so a little bit of bat in it there. Umpire Tomlinson at this end. So 70 for 6 now. McCabe in again now to Robson. Just goes back and pushes that one into the ground, and it rolls out there to Paul Newton in the gully, and there's no run to Percy Main. And Tynedale 1-4, lost 3 and 1 match abandoned. They've got 58 bonus points in their score of 146, and Percy Main from their 90, they've got 42 bonus points in there as well. But here's McCabe now to Robson, and he ducks underneath that one, a short pitched ball there, and it goes over, and Crichton takes it cleanly. That's the end of the over. 70 for 6 wickets Percy Main after 22, and as the players all swap round, McCabe is just having a look at just having a word with Tomlinson there. I think they were discussing how high that one went, and umpire Tomlinson may have been moved to nearly signal a no ball there, but he didn't, and that's the end of the over. 70 for 6, and we've got just an ounce of blue sky up above the ground here, and slightly in the distance over towards the fell up there on top of up at the riding. And as we look down the valley, a clear day so far down to Corbridge there, as Newton runs in towards us now, bowling to Green, who just plays that one off the outside edge of the bat into the ground, and it rolls out to Paul Newton there, who fields, and there's no run. Are you alright, Tom?
I'm just looking to see where has Phillips been in?
I suspect he has. It's Green and Laurie Robson batting at the moment. It's Green who's facing now, number 8. And it's Newton in now to bowl, and there's a pull shot, a short arm pull, and it's for 6, that one. Over towards the tennis court. Well, you got Tom Clark's opinion there. But 6 to the total, 76 for 6. And it's Green who goes to 22 with that one, and Robson on 14 at the far end. And it's David Newton to bowl again. 23rd over this one. 1 slip in a gully, point, an extra cover, a short extra cover, an orthodox cover, mid off, and a long on. And here's Green facing up to Newton, and he just pushes this one square along the ground, and it's picked up by Rainford. And we've got that long on position there. Green showing a penchant for the pull and hook shot here. So we've got a deep mid wicket over by the tennis courts, and a deep square leg as well. And we're just about playing exactly in just off centre of the square today. Newton again now bowls. That's a drive this time, and that's a nice shot. It'll race up there to the boundary. Mannion's after it, but he's not going to win the race. The ball goes over, and 4 runs there to Green. He goes to 26, and the score goes to 80. And Green here forcing a comeback here from Percy Main. They've only got 4 wickets in hand, but apart from Oates, he looks like the batsman who's had the least trouble so far with Newton. Although Newton's bowled a few overs by now, and that one's bowled outside the off stump, and he lets it go through to the wicketkeeper. And here's Newton again. He's just going to get the ball back, and we've got Phil Ledbetter asking if the cricket's on. And if you're listening, Phil, we're on the air at the moment. Yes, it is on. And here's Newton who bowls, and he's hit that one high, but he hasn't timed it, but it's going to fall in front of Stevenson there, running in from long on. That was Green who hit that one. and he gets away with it. He gets a single for it. He's gone to 27, so that is the end of the over. So Percy Main now 81 for 6, and there's a drinks break coming up after this one, and I'm sure Stacey will have it all in hand behind us here. I can see the drinks out on the bar now, so we've got a drinks break coming up, and that's where I think we'll leave our first commentary this afternoon. And I just haven't had a look at the time yet, what we're up to. We're nearly coming up to 3 o'clock. So, have you got somebody to hand you with the drinks? Well, yeah, well, here's McCabe now, bowling again to green this time, and he pulls that one away. One bounce to Newton down there at long leg, and it was a shortish ball again. He hasn't half got some lift out of this wicket this afternoon, McCabe. It's 81 for 6 still. And he's just about back to the end of his mark now. One slip in place, and a gully, a third man, a long leg, a deep square leg, mid off, mid on, a deep point. McCabe down the leg side again, and it's Robson who's managed to slip this one fine. Newton sprints round to his right, up at the top end there, picks up now and throws in. And leg by signalled there by umpire Tomlinson down at this our end here in the clubhouse. So we're broadcasting at the moment from right behind the long on boundary in the corner window from the clubhouse here at Prior's Flat, looking up towards the scoreboard. The wicket just off to our, we're just off straight with the wicket here. It's to our left at the moment, as in goes McCabe again. Green this time just plays defensively, and the ball drops down to Newton, but positive there from Green. He looked for the single. If the single was on there, he would have taken it, but Robson obviously sent him back. He was going to that danger end, but here we go. Although Newton might have had a chance to throw at the bowler's end, he's got view of more stumps from that gully position at this end, the bowler's end, but never mind, it's still 83 for 6 as McCabe charges in again, bowling to Green, who pulls again. He's going to get 4 more for that, and that whizzes past Mannion, the diving Mannion there out by the house end, and the ball fair whacks into the safety net there. If it hadn't have been there, it would have been away into the back garden, just past the gable end of the house, the far side there of the house end. And Mannion gets to his feet, so 4 more to the total. It's 87 for 6, and here we go. We've got McCabe again, who goes in and bowls, and that's driven high over mid-on, and it's coming down towards the boundary. It's going to be 4 runs, is it? Has it just trickled over? Yes, the umpire signals now. We're just slightly unsighted down here in front of us and to our left, but umpire Tomlinson signals that 4 runs. A good shot there from Green, and he's gone to 36, and it's been a quick fire 36. Yeah, it's 91 for 6 now, and Crichton just threw the ball back towards the bowler there, McCabe, and hit the non-striker's end stumps. So umpire Tomlinson puts the bails back on. And here we go. Here's whoa, and McCabe, he was running in there as the umpire had his arm up, but unfortunately the umpire took his arm down and he bowls, and it's through to the wicketkeeper Crichton. And I thought he was going to run right into umpire Tomlinson's left arm there, hence the whoa on the commentary. But that's the end of the over. We've got 91 for 6 Percy Main, and it's Green on 36 and Robson on 14, and Oates was the last man to go at 53, and he went for 15 after a tidy innings, and he had to face some very good bowling as well from Tynedale. But we're going to have a change of bowling now, as we come up to 3 o'clock. And this is the 25th over, this one, so a drinks break after is due after this over. So here we go. It's going to be Tom Cant who comes on to bowl. Right arm, nominally a spin bowler for Tynedale, but he's got a deep square leg in place and a deep cover at the minute, and everybody else inside the circle. Here he comes now towards us, ball's outside the off stump, and Robson just lets that one through to Crichton, the wicketkeeper. And he has Cant again now. He's just up there at the end of his mark. In he comes again, bowling to Robson. Playing a miss outside the off stump that time, trying to cut it that time. Robson, and maybe that's Cant's plan. He's bowled two out there. He didn't tempt Robson with the first one, but he did with the second one there. Now let's see, that's probably where he'll go again here, unless he's got a trick up his sleeve. Again, he bowls wide of that off stump, but Robson wasn't tempted into anything rash that time. He just lifted his bat out the way and quietly let it through to Jamie Crichton, the wicketkeeper. So there's one slip and a short third man, and McCabe at backward point. Deep cover Sam Mannion, extra cover Rainford. As Cant's in again. Short outside off, and he manages to cut this one away up towards the third man boundary towards us here. It's David Newton in pursuit. He picks it up now. There goes the throw into the wicketkeeper's end, and it's picked up by Crichton there behind the stumps, and they take two more runs there, so 93 for 6 now, Percy Main, and Robson went to 16 with that shot. Now here's Cant again bowling to Robson. Another one wide of the bowled wide of off stump there, and it's chops the bat down onto it and hits it out towards Mannion there at the house end across to our right on the offside, who picks up now and throws in, and that brings Green onto strike. A single taken there, so 94 for 6, Percy Main. Robson on the strike, 36. Green has Green on the strike, I beg your pardon there. It's Robson who went to 17 with that last shot. So here's Green, shirt sleeves on. He's wearing a dark maroon hard hat as Cant angles one in, a fuller ball this time, but it's met by Green, who pushes out to Rainford there with extra cover, and there's no run, and that's the end of the 25th over. And here's some drinks going out, and Stacey and Richard Darling taking the drinks out there onto the field here at Priors Flat. So there we go. I do welcome you at 3 o'clock. I've got an update here for you. 3 o'clock update here on Spreaker Internet Radio as the players go off for a drink. So after 25 overs, Tynedale won the toss, put Percy Main in the bat, and Percy Main have reached 94 for 6. This partnership between Green and Laurie Robson has kind of pushed the score on from 53 when the last wicket fell. But before that, David Newton did the damage when he paced in, and he's taken 4 wickets already this afternoon. 2 caught by Tom Cant in the slips, 1 at the gully by Paul Newton, and I think the other one was a stumped, although it was either caught or stumped, and that was taken off, and that was the 4th wicket there when Newton got his 4th wicket, and Callum McCabe has taken the other one, and Sam Peter has taken the one, the second last wicket to fall this afternoon. So there we go. It was Fraser Oates who scored 15 as well. He was the last wicket to fall. He played quite nicely. He was in a long time, but he didn't get he faced the best of the bowling, and Newton has been the best bowler this afternoon. Some helpful conditions, although he's been hit for 1 or 2 big shots as well. And the players are just breaking up out there. Fine afternoon so far here at Priors Flat, and we've had some bright sunshine. We've got some less grey clouds up in the sky at the moment, but there's plenty of them. A little bit of blue sky coming across from the southwest across to our right, and the drinks break's just finished now, and the players are back out there. So welcome if you've just joined us at 3 o'clock here on Spreaker Internet Radio. And by the way, if you go onto the YouTube channel, Cricket West Tyne's YouTube channel, you can see 3 minutes. It went out live, but you can see 3 minutes of recorded action from the cricket here. It was just done on an Android phone, smartphone, so you can have a look there. And the player was just about to start again there, but McCabe was stopped in his tracks by umpire Tomlinson. So you can go on, if you go on the Cricket West Time Facebook page, you'll find a link there, or just go onto YouTube and type in Cricket West Tyne and the channel will come up, and 3 minutes of play from earlier in the first innings here. But it's Robson now to receive the ball from McCabe after the drinks break, and he goes forward and plays that one defensively out to the offside, and it's Sam Peter there who picks up at mid-off, and there's no run. And David Mason just arrived in Friars Flat here. I think it's David Mason. I'll just have a good look across towards the new decking. Here the club's done some work out there in the new decking, not quite finished yet. Across to the right hand side, to the right of the clubhouse here, but McCabe in again, ball short outside the off stump this time, and the ball rears up past the eye line of Robson that time, but he gets out the way quite safely enough, and it goes through to Crichton, the wicketkeeper, and there's no run. So we've got one slip, a gully, a third man, a long leg, a deep square leg, a mid-off, a mid-on, a deep point, and an extra cover. McCabe again, bowls just short of a length this time, and it's Robson who's in defence again, just stepped halfway back into his crease there to get that one down. An angled bat, playing the ball down to the ground with his front toe pointing directly down the pitch, and there was no run. It's 94 for 6. Robson on strike, 17 not out. Green 36 at the non-striker's end, as in goes McCabe again and bowls, and there's Robson who just pushes for one, and they're looking for two here to square leg, but Mannion was too quick sprinting in from the house end boundary to our right hand side, up in the distance there, in the middle distance I should say. David Newton's up in the distance at the far end there at long leg, and Ewan Stevenson up at third man. So 95 for 6 now. Umpire Tomlinson again has his left arm out, just holding McCabe up. Now we've got a change in the field here, trying to give a shot here to Green. Josh Renton's dropped back to the long on boundary from mid-on, and there's the next one, and Green goes forward and it just strikes him on the pad, but he gets a long way forward there, and the ball trickles out there onto the offside, and there's no run over towards the tennis court. And just looking at the trees at the far end, behind the scoreboard there, the wind, it keeps coming and going. 1 minute they're still and 1 minute they're not, but here's McCabe again, bowling to Green this time, who tries to play away, and there's a big shout for LBW, and Tomlinson's given him, he's out. He took a long time to give him out there, Green, but Green has to go. He's gone for 36, and what a shame for him. He was just turning that innings into a nice one, and he's gone. It wasn't a quick out, but he waited, and Tomlinson's give his decision, and it's 95 for 7 in the 26th over here. So lovely innings there. He's given us a bit of entertainment at the bottom of the Percy main innings here has Green, and he goes for 36. LBW to Callum McCabe, his second wicket of the afternoon, and that wicket goes in with the rest. And a partnership of 42 there from Green and Robson, and some lovely hook shots and pull shots from Green, and a lovely lofted straight drive as well. So he's off, and the new batsman in it looks like Boyd, who's making his way in to the crease for Percy Main. He'll go to the non-striker's end this time. 95 for 7. And it's Robson on strike at the moment with one slip, 18 to his name, and it's Cant bowling. Drops one on a good length outside the off stump, but Robson just watches that one through to the keeper, and there's no run. So we've got one slip, a short third man, a backward point, a cover, deep cover, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, a deep square, and a mid-wicket. It's Cant's in again now, and that's a nice shot. Just leant back on that one and had plenty time, waited for it, Robson, but he cut it into the ground, and the ball rolls over one of the protective mats there, and it's McCabe who gets down at backward point to field. No run. Cant bowls on a good length again, and Robson watches it carefully, just holds his bat up and watches it through into the gloves of Crichton, the wicketkeeper, and there's no run. It's still 95 for 7 here. Robson on strike, 18 not out. Cant, in he comes and bowls, and that one's outside the off again, and there's no run. Left alone again by the batsman, and Crichton throws the ball back straight to Cant at that top end, who turns towards us here. Now he comes in, shirt tucked in with his shirt sleeves on, and bowls to Robson, who leans back and pushes to one. There's a chance of a run out here, and there's a shout. He takes the bails off, but no. And Crichton, I'm sure he thought there the umpire was going to raise his finger, but he just set off forward to put the bails back on. Jimmy Crichton there, enthusiastic about that run out. That was just pushed out to the offside, and Rainford picked it up in his right-handed extra cover and threw it in, and Crichton took the bails off, but no run out. 2 slips in now as Cant's in and bowls, and it's Boyd who's forward there and just defends this one back to Cant, and that's the end of the over, and at the end of our first broadcast here this afternoon on Spreaker Internet Radio, on YouTube, on the Cricket West Tyne channel, and the same on Spreaker Internet Radio, Spreaker.com. It's an update before we leave you. It's Percy made 96 for 7 after 27 overs. It's Boyd and Robson out there at the moment. Robson's 19 not out. He'll face the strike of the next ball. The wickets so far have gone 4 to David Newton, 1 to Sam Peter, and 2 to Callum McCabe. And that's where we leave it. Now, I'll speak to you again at 4 o'clock. As McCabe starts the new over and there's no run. So I'll speak to you again at 4 o'clock, and with the score, Percy Main in the first innings 96 for 7 in the 28th over. So until 4, I'll speak to you again soon.